Ni hao, and welcome back to the Chinese campaign. So, we've fought off the Spanish Navy, well, most of it. They still have some left around here. But I think it's time to go and invade a little part of the Soviet Union. I think we're going to start with North Sakhalin. Do I have a lot of ships ready? I think... yeah, the Timus are ready. So we're gonna move these up here. No, they're being repaired. Well, the heavy cruisers are. How about these? They should be ready. Yeah. This task force can go up here. Yeah, that's a decent task force. And we're going to launch an invasion of North Sakhalin next turn. Spain doesn't really have anything near me that I want to take, so the war I've got going with them is probably just going to end when Spain wants it to end, or my government wants it to end. And I'm hoping actually that Britain will come back. They dissolved, but they should be able to come back, although their colonies will forever be uncolonized. Let's go to 1945. Well, Spain had a revolution. Alright. We got a couple of meetings. Undefended port. Okay. Cruiser versus cruiser. Ochakov class light cruiser. That is very, very cheap for a light cruiser. 174 million. Only 25 knots though. It's got decent firepower. 16. 7.5 inch guns. 4 quad turrets. I wonder what kind of armor it actually has. It's 10.2 at the thickest, but I don't know where that is. Probably not the belt. I'm thinking that's turret armor. Alright then. Cruiser on cruiser fight. Is this a metal snake? Yeah, it is. Taken some damage before. It's one of the ones I sent out to hunt submarines. But she can still do 37 knots. So we should have no problems catching up to that Soviet ship. How far away is it? There it is. Yeah, we're catching up. She's only doing 25 knots. So, big speed advantage to my ship. Here we go. Oh, yeah, no, she doesn't have a lot of armor. 10.2 on the turrets. Nothing anywhere else. Let's take a closer look at it. Let's see. That's a good layout for the turrets. Like, if this had actual armor and wasn't dead slow, it would be a decent ship. What else do you have? Oil 2, Oil 3 actually, diesel, Gen 3 radar. Yeah, it's the armor. The armor and the speed holding it back. So, Taiju, let's do your thing. Okay, already doing things. That's a huge hit. Almost 7,000 damage from one hit. Main belt pen. And her engines are out. Yeah, I'm just gonna drop down to cruising speed. Go broadside. Bring all my guns to bear. Hopefully not take too many hits from this thing. There we go. That was an easy kill. Next. And this should also be a pretty easy kill. I hope the Spanish would be able to get more ships combined into a larger task force here, so I could get a worthy opponent, but this will work. It is not within view range. DDs, you might be needed to go hunting. Oh, I'm being spotted, so it's not too far away. I can see the radar ping there. Send out my own light cruisers as well. Though my heavy cruisers should be able to handle this on its own. Once it's into view, I want to turn the Beijings so they can present all their firepower. The Spanish light cruiser is not as slow as the Soviet one, but it is slower than my cruisers and the DDs, and it's just barely faster than the battle cruisers, so let's see if we can catch up. And it has been spotted at a range of 44 kilometers. So that is just at the end of my max range with the 12-inch guns. She smoked up. So I actually want to have my battlecruisers just follow it directly. Otherwise it's gonna get out of range. If I go straight at it, at least I should be able to keep it in range for quite a bit. Because it's not that much faster. 0.7 knots speed difference. And if I can just score a flooding hit or two, I will be able to close in, even with the battle cruisers. Because my other ships are definitely closing in. See if I can get my DDs up here and kind of around it, herding it towards the rest of my my fleet. Got our first hit there. Fire. So nothing serious yet. If my 12-inch guns are just not being effective at this range, which they aren't, but I'm hoping to close in. But if that doesn't happen, I'm gonna just cease fire and not waste the ammo, because I might need that ammo next turn. Fuel 86%. Okay, so it's not gonna run out. 29.9 knots. 29.3. But he's not going in a straight line straight away from my my battle cruisers. He's kind of doing some zigzagging. So they should actually be closing in. Yeah, there we go. 42.7 kilometers. And if I can only get a single flooding hit, should be closing in even more. Wait, this is not a 0.7 inches of armor. Didn't the Spanish light cruisers have decent armor? What happened here? Is that some kind of refit? It might actually be. Or maybe that's the original before they made them slower and gave them a bunch of armor. But yeah, 0.7 inches of armor. I might actually not need my battlecruisers at all. Because this is like HE food for my my cruisers. Yeah, you guys can cease fire. In fact, this is gun food for my DDs. You know, destroy the turret. Knocked out the secondary too. You guys are firing AP. I guess the HE might not have the range. It should have the range. Yeah, we're getting it well and proper surrounded now. I don't want to risk torpedoes because they're probably not going to hit the single ship that is as maneuverable as this light cruiser. There we go. That's the flooding I was after. But I might get unlucky and torpedo my own ships, which has happened. More flooding. She is down to 27 knots. Battle cruisers are closing in. But at this point, I don't think they're going to be needed. You can try with HE. I think it will work. There we go. 3,000 damage flooding. And it's basically all over for the piles. It's now piles of garbage on the bottom. Alright, 2 perfect victories. Granted, only single light cruisers though, so Italy launches an offensive from northwest Italy against southern France. Oh yeah, Spain tried to get Hong Kong. That's why they were suddenly here. Malaya, 47,000 tons. Yes? But it didn't pop up. So, no. That's sad. Malaya would be nice to have. It sucks when the the invasions don't actually appear. Even when you say, yes, I do want to invade. Speaking of invasion. Soviet Union. Where are you at? Here you are. North Sakhalin. Or can we just take southern Siberia? 48,000 tons? I think so. I think so. Yeah, that should be a decent chance of success just from this one task force. Southern Siberia, that's here. What do you have in port? A CL and a DD. And there's a submarine outside of here. Let's send these two up here to deal with the submarine. You can deal with that submarine. You guys can just stay there and handle anything Spanish coming your way. Big guns, probably still Mark 420s that we are researching. Cannot give the Spanish a peace treaty. Why not? I'm not invading anything they have, am I? Or have they launched an invasion against my territory that just hasn't made itself visible to me yet? Or is it because of the alliances? Maybe that's a thing again. Possibly. Am I allied to anyone? No. Almost allied to France. So we're gonna do one more turn and then we're gonna design a heavy cruiser. Because I'm curious to see what I can do with the how resistance now works in 1.6.0.6. Because you can do some ridiculous stuff. I recorded something for tomorrow's Shipyard Champions, and I realized that at least German super battleships, although they have very high base resistance, if you max out the displacement, you can get over 200 resistance now, which is insane. That gives you minus 100% gun damage. That means you basically don't take any damage from enemy guns. It is ridiculous, it's crazy, it's probably not intended to work that way, and it should get fixed, but for the moment, that's how it works. Alright, we have some battles. Yes, I think I will agree to the peace treaty with Spain. Submarine. Submarine. Light cruisers versus a DD. But I'm faster. 814 million for a destroyer. That only goes 30.8 knots. Let's go. And there it is. It's not even far away. Let's take a look. What are we up against? Torpedoes. 12.4 kilometer torpedoes. Electrics. Very hard to spot. 0 armor. So we're gonna overpen even with HE. Do the transports have torpedoes? No. No. They do not. That's a big destroyer though. 7,000 tons. Now that's practically a light cruiser. How big are the torpedoes? 21 inch. It's got 2 quintuple launchers here. A triple launcher there. And some single launchers here that don't really do anything other than ruin the launching arcs for the quintuple launchers. But that's how it is. Let's see. Let's get the torpedoes out towards the transports. These are both metal snakes. 11 kilometers away, so we are within torpedo range, but those torpedoes are very, very slow. So once they launch, we have plenty of time to avoid. Although, we cannot wait until they're spotted, because they're not going to give us a lot of warning. There we go. She launched. So now we're just going to have to change course. And those torpedoes are going to be aimed somewhere over here, which is not where I'm at. She launched again. again. There's the torpedo. That's how close they get before I spot them. And there's the end of the enemy destroyer. Let's turn off my own torpedoes so they don't cause any accidents. Taking a lot of small arms fire, for lack of a better term, from the transports. Because we got quite close. Probably closer than we needed to get, but at least we're getting it done. And one left, and there it is. So, took some damage, but not really major. And we sank the convoy and the DD, so all is good. We have one more meeting and an ambush. There's the other meeting, single DD. Tajo class DD. It's probably gonna try to run, but at least we're fast enough to catch up. I do not dare to auto-resolve this. Well, we had such a nice, exciting battle last time, but this time we're only facing single ships trying to run away and failing at it because they're too slow. So yeah, this time the DDs certainly have a role to play. They can gun down that enemy DD without much trouble. In fact, let's detach this light cruiser because it's slower than the metal snake, so the metal snake can speed up. And I will be with you when things happen. And we are within range. Do I need the battle cruisers here? Wasting all their ammo? No. Oh, they're only 37 kilometers away. But I think the metal snake will take care of this once she gets in range. Let's see what kind of armor it has, if any. Nothing, basically. The metal snake is 26 kilometers away. Yunnan has already opened up. The DDs are closing in. Let's see how far away are we with the battle cruisers. It's like right at the end of our range. Don't think it's worth it trying to hit it with 12-inch guns. Not when 7s can do the job. And probably better seeing as it's closing in. There we go, our first hit. You could see it was gonna hit. Let's deviate it from the grouping that was gonna miss. Times 30. No, it's hiding in smoke. And yeah, we're closing in fast now that it's flooding. It's only doing now 24 knots. No more target fast speed modifier for you, I think. Well, a little bit. Minus 12%. Minus 65 for small size. But that's not really enough to keep it alive. I find that it's mostly when you get above like 36, 37 knots that you actually start to get a big payout from that target fast speed modifier. All right. Ambush. Let's see. Wow, France. Your transports. They need protection. Alliances happening. Places. France is provoking me. I thought we were friends. Ungoverned territory going independent after the fall of the British Empire. Let's see, this naval invasion here, 100% chance to succeed. Fair enough. Ambush. 30 million. No. 30 knot. 800 million. DD. And one of these light cruisers with no armor. Alright. So, I got two different classes of DDs here. Let's try to... Okay, these are the new ones. And we got one more here. You can detach. And join those. I thought organizing these was going to be quite the chore. But no, we're good to go. So these old ones can just target that DD. And go straight for it. The new ones can go for the light cruiser. And I think we're mostly going to be using our guns here. We can of course try to do a torpedo launch, but that is just as likely to get my own DDs hit as it is to hit the enemy ships. Okay, the DD is now the only visible target. So go for it, I guess. Yeah, it's got tons of torpedoes, but they are slow. They are slow torpedoes. Yeah, it's 0 inches of armor might actually save it here. It's got plus beam and draft as well. So it's quite the chonky little boat. Okay, I don't think I'm in danger of hitting my own ships if I try to launch torpedoes at it. Okay, things got kind of opposite of what I wanted. Now these can try and at least launch torpedoes at a light cruiser. They're both heading away from me, so with how my ships have to lead the target, there's no chance of me hitting my own DDs. It launched torpedoes, probably at that squadron. Probably at this one as well, because it's got torpedoes on both sides. So we're gonna do a little bit of maneuvering just to get out of the way. Those are torpedoes from the cruiser, so I don't think I would have spotted the DD's torpedoes this far out. There's the DD torpedo. What kind of torps do you have, Osgold? 15 kilometers. Those are standard torps, I think. He's got a bunch of single launchers. Those are the DD torpedoes. See how they just appeared out of seemingly thin air? They didn't hit though. Just got the cruiser left to worry about, which I think we can gun down. Didn't really score torpedo hits on anything, but look at how the 5-inch guns are just tearing it apart. And gone. Yeah, it was cheap though. The DD was the much more expensive ship here, so the more valuable target. 1 crew loss. Excellent. Now we are winning, but we're also invading, so that fight will go on. Any more invasions we can launch? Maybe this turn? No, it was last turn I launched that invasion, wasn't it? Nope. So nothing now. And that is indeed... No, that's Mark 5 17s. Alright. Can maybe make use of those. Now, ship design. I want more heavy cruisers. And I might as well design something new rather than just keep building the these ones. Alright. Let's take a look at that's the one we have. Experimental heavy cruiser. 64 resistance for that one. 40. I think it's got to be the same hull. Just because that's really the only viable thing. Large cruiser 2. What's this? Have we built something? Oh, that's ugly. No. So, we're building on this. It says resistance is plus 64, but here it says 87. And if I max out the displacement now, it's 103. So, they've changed how a lot of this stuff works. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be maxed out resistance cruiser. Well, the other one was almost maxed out, so it's not that big of a difference. I want to keep the 35 knot speed though. Let's go for not the biggest secondary tower. I think that one. No, this one actually looks better. Yeah, that one. No, this one. Actually, it also looks like it actually has something on the end here, which the other ones seem like they lack for some reason. 35 knots. Standard quarters. We're gonna go oil 1 now rather than semi-oil. Might as well go diesel 2. I don't think it's a it's a bit of a difference in cost, but I can afford it, I'm pretty sure. Big funnel. Small funnel. Right. Range is very good. Even at the minimum, that's decent range. Let's keep... That's more than good enough. I've got no immediate plans to do anything over in Europe, so that's fine. Do I want something smaller than 11-inch guns this time? I could go with 8-inch guns. Just lots of them. I might actually do that. Just to see how things work. Quads don't fit. Triples then. And we're gonna drag things further aft. Can fit this barbette up here. for like a super duper firing thing. That's a lot of aft firepower. That will not be able to super fire over that, no. How about this one? Like so. That looks silly. That's almost too silly. Even for me. How about the smaller one? You can maybe fit a secondary on it. Now, the 8-inch gun fits, but I think it's a bit much, really. You already have a lot of advantage over the other class, just in terms of number of gun barrels. So let's not push it too far here. Modern 2 armor, empty barbette. Fine, you'll get a 5-inch gun. Modern 2 armor, barbette 3 to begin with. Triple bottom, up to 115 resistance. $124 resistance now. Standard ratio, let's go double capped. Heavy, increased shells. Tube powder? Maybe? Electrical 2 turrets, auto 2 reloading. Coincidence, sonar, RDF. Because this actually helps quite a bit with hunting submarines. Let's see, 654 ASW, 542 without RDF. So, from that perspective, it's worth it. Now, we're very close to the weight limit, though. So, we can begin with going... No, I don't want more turrets. Begin with going down to radar 2. That saved how much? 14,642, 14,5, 28. 100 tons, give or take. Flashfire challenge is 0.9, good enough. Let's see. Do I want to go down to anti-torp 2? Saving a bit more weight. Maybe. Let's see how we end up once the armor is done. Let's go 1.5 on the fore and aft decks. Main belt needs to be decent. Do I want... let's just go 0.1 on the inner decks. Do I want 1 inch on the third inner belt? 1.2. Yeah, I think so. That should be equal to 12. Or do I just not bother with the citadel layers here? Save some weight and instead put that into the main belt. 10.4 inches. Let's stick to 9 on the main belt, but add some more fore and aft belt. Just so this long nose doesn't take a lot of flooding. Got a 4-weight offset. Somehow. I don't get how that's possible with the center of gravity in front of the engine compartment. When I got so much aft firepower, but There you go. That's how it works. Ship is now overweight. And I haven't even done the armor for the turrets yet. Let's drop down the range, because it's pretty good as it is. What's the turret traverse time? Rotation speed 5.42 degrees a second. With electrical 1 it is 4.68. How about electro hydro? $440. No, wait, that's the wrong one. 511. Alright. Good enough. For rotation, I guess. 11 on the turret. 3 on the turret top. 9 on the barbette. 7.9 seems to be the maximum here. But these are only 39 calibers long. That's very, very short. You got a reload time of 13.4 seconds. I can lengthen them a little bit. I think plus 15, that should give me 45, right? No, I need to go plus 16? Yeah. There we go. That might seem long, but that's still only a 45 caliber length gun barrel, which isn't insane or anything. Now, what can we reduce to get under the weight limit with this? I don't want to drop the speed, because I want them to be as fast as my previous class. I can drop the auxiliary engine. And the shaft. I think, yeah. Do I dare go down to anti-torp 1? I'm not so sure. Resistance is okay. Could put some triple 5-inch guns here, or go with doubles. I think the doubles just look better for this. I'm gonna put a double here also. No. How about we replace that very heavy barbette with something a little bit lighter? Like that one. Like so. And with this one pushed as far back as it goes, which is just here, I can push the superstructure back a little bit too. Like so. That saved me some more weight. Let's see, can 4-inch guns fit on the wings here? No. I think they need to be 3-inch guns. Yep. Four-weight offset? Yes. A little bit. It's not too bad. Let's see, rate of fire 17.5 second reload. We got lots of ammo. So we shouldn't run out, like, immediately. I want to up the barbette armor here, if I can. Yes, I can. And I know I'm making the ship even heavier. ASW 640. That's actually decent. Drop down the anti-torp to anti-torp 1. That's not good. But it's, yeah. At least the ship is no longer overweight. So I think we'll save it there and just ignore the 10.3% forweight offset, because it doesn't really matter that much, does it? Let's see, longitudinal offset is here. It matters a little bit, but not too much. Let's save that one. Let's see, shipbuilding capacity is very good. We can build quite a few of these. Zhejiang class heavy cruiser. Quite a little bit more expensive than the Zhejiang class. Lighter armament, but more guns. And probably a little bit more survivable. Let's see. Can I build 12 of these? I can. We're gonna have 4 in Shanghai, 4 in Haichao, and the last 4 in let's see, I gotta check the map. Where do I keep my ships? Xiamen or Chinshu? Chinshu. There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. And that leaves me with more displacement left over for repairs and refits and possibly a battleship. We'll see. Next time, I think that's it for now. Goodbye, and take care.